if it's something that you need, especially you want to be for Aries, it's cut and dried. It's the I am. It's the first sign of the zodiac, and zodiac, the astrology is representing, it's pointing at the evolution of human consciousness, which includes which starts with I am, which is the reality of reality. We are here. Now, what? It's more like now. What we have is then we look into now we're progressing. We're going to wipe our eyes and wipe our senses out and say, what do we have? That's what Taurus says. Because now, and it's not what you think. It's not just grabbing onto things and saying, me, mine. No, it's being able to let go and getting that which is the higher quality and say, this is what we have. And it's right. It's not just the shitty water from the fountain, and it's keeping it clear. It's not just, grape juice. It's wine and stuff like that. The quality of things is now what we're holding on to. We're not just falling off the face of the earth here either. We've already have the ear for it. And so Taurus is just saying the taste of which I embody as human consciousness, which, how do we remember any of this? Well, we have Gemini. Now we move forward to Gemini, which is an air sign, mental, that is now going to very wordy and very mental, and logs. It rules communications and the way that we have books upon books of stacking what? Well, what did we just find out from Taurus and I am? Well, that's a great idea, Gemini, but would you slow down a minute? I mean, they are like fucking the seven-headed dragon over there, and they need taming down, yes, but we'll get back to that because we're just racing into the first, just getting to the fire, earth, air, and now water. Water, Cancer, is the first square to Aries, which is an angle, 90 degrees, which is an advancement in consciousness. Cancer can always teach Aries a little something about feeling. Now, how does it feel? Put your jacket on, you don't have to be sick all the time. Would you slow down and take a rest? Eat well a little bit, yeah, no, shelter up, get more protective, because this is family now. It's just an advancement in consciousness. We kind of just reset right there, and so now we're going back to what's after Cancer is Leo, which is fire, which is trining Aries now, which is like, oh, Aries gets it. If Aries gets it, Leo is the one who puts it all out on the stage as family and everything, and says the I am is now radiating in this projection of the ideal. And there is the Leo saying, I know this. I mean, really, that was the opposite of saying, I know. It's really just, look at me, ego. It's projecting. It's ruled by the sun. It's like, I'm here and can't knock this because I am surrounded by my satellites, which is children. And the whole thing is going on. See, it's the romance of life itself. It's the projection of, this is the advancement from Aries. The trine is Leo. We set a bonfire, and now we have this projection happening of life going on. We know this much. Another, kids are being born now. It rules kids in the house of romance, 5th house. And so then, see, this is just the journey of consciousness. I hope you appreciate it. This is what astrology is. It's a metaphorical system. It's a symbology system. It's only pointing at this journey, opening our eyes. How is it all coming to be? Really gets so very deep. So I'm trying to run through. Okay, so now that Leo has all this partying going on, and whee! Do you know that you have to be responsible for all of that output and energy and exhaust? And so Virgo is the next trine to the consciousness of Taurus. Now I'm going to talk about the benefits that these consciousness are. See, because Leo is squaring Taurus, and Taurus is like, I really think I don't understand this. This is a lot of racket and noise, really. Imagine that. I mean, it's interesting to know, to contemplate the Taurus versus the fixed squares. All of the fixed squares are really trippy. You know which ones that get entangled often is the Leo and the Scorpio for some reason. It's usually Scorpio going, yeah, whatever, provide, provide. You know, but who is really the provider is Scorpio. You'll see, it's just Leos are not getting it as far as that square. It's like blinded by itself, and good for you. You have an image in your head projecting this. The Scorpio is most likely um, rolling their eyes often, and it's looking, oh, that's looking narcissistic, right? And it is. I mean, that's when we want to talk about narcissist. I mean, God, Leo and Scorpio, and all of them really just can have their southerly ways. But boy, trying to explain the journey of human consciousness and even just the awareness of what we have in existence here, all of the universe, the entire reality of I am, starting from Aries. Now we Virgo, after all the partying and happy birthday, from fucking Leo over there, it's time to clean up. We really have to figure out what we have eaten. Everybody is fucking hung over, and Virgo is going to say, you know what? You need to look at that one more time. This is what finally Taurus is saying. Yeah, that's what we're talking about. You see, because Earth, we want to keep it clean here. What was the entertainment that you were indulging in all? Uh, as far as the Leonian projector system, the birthday, happy birthday, happy. Is it really a birthday? Would you shut up? Nobody changed. Nobody even deserves a gift. What is this? It's egos, man. God, you wouldn't know. Do you know that narcissists make such a big deal about birthdays, and then they're the first ones to ruin the whole thing, especially yours? And oh God, if it is a celebration about you, they can give a fuck. Really, it's about them. And that Leos are known to do that too. It's weird. It's a narcissist. Hi, I said narcissism. Are you to watch? We're going through the journey of human consciousness. Are you interested in looking at the possibility of you at all? You know how it is really, the truth. Uh-oh. Yep, that's what we're doing, pointing at the truth and the evolution of human consciousness. So, if you know Virgo, they're kind of strange. That they are health nuts. No, they can be a little OCD. They want to clean the things up. And did we really even need that? Really, I'm with Taurus. The quality of things. Now we're advancing. The trine says, no, I've got the quality of shit down. By the way, it squares Gemini. See, that's the square to Gemini that says, what the fuck are you talking about? Virgo's like, excuse me, but that is a bit much fucking detail. You throw that out, you throw that out, and throw that, and rip that up. And those words are just words, by the way. Do you feel anything about how it really is? And are you holding on to what is the most valuable? Are you getting lost in detail, in other words? And that's where the square is coming in. See, the mutable squares is a consciousness thing. Gemini has a lot to learn from Virgo. Virgo is another Mercury ruled sign. It's the higher octave of the Gemini who collects all of this information and communicates it. But Virgo, like I said, has just swept up the partying from fucking ego over there and getting back to the Earth trine. Now we're going to move to something very complicating, which is the first opposition to Aries, which is the seventh sign of Libra, is Libra, the house of Libra, and it's opposed Aries. It's a cardinal square. It's just the higher octave of what Aries was up to, really. Aries can always learn from Libra, because it's an advancement in consciousness. Now that's their opposite. It's an intense opposition. It rules oppositions there. Talk about it. We have eclipse season coming up that is going to be now in the nodal area of the cardinal, which is Aries and Libra. It's going to happen that we have a full solar eclipse on the 20th. 16 Aries Libra. I think, is that what happened? God, I've been so Neptuned out lately, so let me get my information completely wrong for us, and that's good on my reputation. But really, get the information yourself and tell us about it, babes. Anyway, yeah, trying to follow that train where, like this, holding it like this, Libra is here now, is very, very illusory. It's it ruled by Venus, ruled by Venus, but Saturn would be exalted there. It's the opposed the warrior. It's really used to say I love before the material changed it. All the material before the 40s that was written before the 40s used to say that Libra says I love, but now after the 40s, especially in 1945 in the World War, it's I balance, and so that's interesting. I kind of say, well, all right, I guess because nobody knows what love is, so let's just change it and kind of give them an idea. It's a self-organizing system, very perfect and amazing, conscious, self-organizing. It's consciousness, music, if you ever want to hear it. It makes um, a beauty out of a noise by using space, silence. Anyway, let's get back, and that's very carefully measured. It is just pure intelligence there. So anyway, God, it's hard to explain this, but that's what Cancer is at a loss of Libra about their what they are doing there. See, because we have the difference between the Moon and Venus. Moon is kind of very on the daily cuff, just myopic, and so, but Libra is that first expansion of the other, and weighing these energies out, and it's relationship oriented even more. See, it's a trine with um, Gemini says, all of this stuff that we can agree upon and see that it's here and blah blah blah, and we wouldn't have like a manifestation unless we came across each other's path. That's where you have the Gemini standing there. There's two people. That's the symbol of the twins. It's just really, it's ruling the first realization of a relationship and our minds and how we relate with all of this stuff. But now it's advancing the trine. It's expanding. It's a benefit where Libra and Gemini get along. Libra is the higher octave of Gemini, saying in the positive way, it's all going into higher octave, to understand even the squares. So the mutable squares, Gemini doesn't really get. Virgo, like, well, we have to clean this shit up. Yeah, because what's next is we're going to have a relationship through Libra, and you can't go there just completely. You have to have fucking developed it and gotten a structure. That happens through Cancer, which is opposed. I mean, wow, we're talking about feeling here. Through our feelings here. We don't ignore our feelings. See, that's the next step with Cancer. But then now we're talking about Libra, that is like, talk about feeling. Boy, we can argue that Libra is just a machine when it comes to feelings, Um, too much so, maybe. They need more heart, maybe. I don't know. We are still questioning Libra. Right now, can Libra answer the call to the Pluto moving into Aquarius, or any Aquarius? Because that's the air step. That's the step in the air about our intelligence and who we are to each other. Like, really, scientifically, Aquarius is looking at that. But let's get back up to, okay, so we have a relationship with Libra that says, hey, the other is there, so what's going on? It's like almost like a reset, because it's opposed to Aries in a way, but it's Venus ruled. But so no, what's next? Well, Scorpio, who rules the deeper part of that is like the sexual union, right? Everybody points at sex with them, but it's just it's moving forward in consciousness about the interaction now, the chemistry, right? That's what that would be, and then what comes out of that, like what we value between us, what's really our wealth that that accumulates, what makes us richer through the association, really. And money is included, right? And so that's where we're getting Taurus and Scorpio. It rules money and other people's money. Taurus is your money. Scorpio is other people's money. And why would that make a difference? Well, Libra is kind of left out of that whole balancing system. This is where I'm going to argue, and this is what's trying to happen with our financial system out there. It's just really curious. Like, okay, but what's hijacking it to be out of favor of, say, just the simple truth, which I don't think, man, you can accomplish that vacation of the truth by getting rid of the human connection to it, which is just an organic feeling. Keep it to a feeling. Our hearts getting, like, okay, what is the delicacy that I'm talking about? Is the awakening of human consciousness beyond the mind, like just an experience here. What is going on? This is science here. So Scorpio is going to put $1 on it probably. So you want some sex? You're going to have to pay up, babe. Why? First of all, and is it good or not? Pay up for a good lesson. Pay up for a good lesson. You're going to pay, and by the way, I'm not going to let you fucking dick me around. You're going to learn why you're even going to be going to the next person for it, because you're there for them, not for yourself. In case, especially, it's the opposite sex. If it's not, just go continue to be gay somewhere. I don't know. Go have sex with yourself. What's happening? Anyway, getting back to, God, lesson of Scorpio. Can we close that door ever? Yes, of course. It's always behind closed door. And Leo knows nothing about it. They went to sleep at 9 o'clock. It was a good birthday party, yes. Not even staying awake. But anyway, getting to all of that amazing information that what we know now goes into Sagittarius. Sagittarius is so high-minded, of course. We have absorbed the information of sex, and we've gotten over that. And Sagittarius is just a higher octave of the whole I am, which is now completing the trine. Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. It's just 3. The beginning was Aries. But we're not going to stop there. But Sagittarius, with the fiery consciousness of I am, says, and by the way, I have across the globe, it rules geology, and travel, long distance travel. See, it's opposed Gemini, which rules the short distance travel and little bits and pieces of information. But Sagittarius has got the big information coming from the stellar, what we know now, like having penetrated the primal energy, which is having gone through Scorpio. But we're not done. See, that's just boasting, I have higher-minded education, and this is it. It rules schools and universities and all of the encyclopedias of every culture and all of the information. That's what Sagittarius is and rules. If you knew a Sagittarius, they're so misunderstood. They're so funny, too, the way that they are misunderstood in their communications. They are just an absolute library of a lot of things, really. They most likely know a lot of anything and everything, really. Very handy people, but high-minded because their Jupiter rules the higher-minded and just benefit of knowing and knowledge and education, and they're really optimistic that way. It's the fire trine. So thank you for letting me explain that. So that's the higher. Now we just completed that higher octave of Aries, and now going into the next square, which is Capricorn, which is opposing Cancer and squaring Libra, which we didn't understand Libra in the first place. See, I'm going to defend Libra. we're gonna understand Libra pretty soon, right? What about this balance thing? Why are we born poor, Capricorn? Can you tell us? Well, if we knew the advanced, like if we were really opening in consciousness, we wouldn't be misusing our ability to monetize and do all this thing. So Capricorn is on an angle. The cardinal squares are intense because they're on angles. It's square to Aries. If anybody needs to learn anything from Aries, it's Capricorn. Capricorn is at a loss as to how to let go and take that chance and see what it is like on the other side when you just give a little bit and stop being a stingy fucking shutout. Really, nope. A lot of people are looking at. We've been looking at Capricorn for the past 14 years with Pluto there, and we don't appreciate its darkness of its goal orientation, which isn't really is very illusory. Aren't we already here already as a goal? We need to, like, since this is what kind of gyps Libra. Libra doesn't get a chance to even be what it is because the scales are there, but what is it weighing out? Do we ever see what it's weighing out? Trying to catch a balance here. And to me, it's like, well, what are we paying for? With our human energy, we keep backing up here, back into the I am. Why are we even here? What are we doing? Opposing Libra, it's like, good question. The Aries and Libra could work together somehow. But anyway, forward to Capricorn up there, that, is that really our what is our goal orientation? Libra is like, at a loss of Capricorn, they sit on all the money and they, yeah, do this hard work, but this has all been in question for the past, like I said, 14 years. It's been Pluto and Capricorn, with a lot of, this is very real, because we haven't had Pluto moving into Aquarius since 245 years. We don't know what happened over that time. For what I know, just kind of thinking about it, being logical, it could have been a lot of everything. Everything. The pyramids were taken out of commission. Jesus was killed. The catastrophe happened where the ocean rose and fell, and things were melted down, and they killed a bunch of giants. We don't know. We really just don't know. That's one thing solid we can know about all that, is that we don't know. Woo! So talking about that, what we have next is like going to orient our what we know and how we set our goals. It's already been discombobulated there, Pluto in a Capricorn. Now we're going to catch Pluto moving into Aquarius, which is the first trine. It's going to close out the air trine. That really gets along with Libra. I mean, if you ever saw an Aquarius planets, Libra planets, and Gemini planets get together and play music, the chemistry is just natural, and it is not only natural, but they are playing something fucking high-minded, and you've never heard that before. Please press record. Somebody please press record on this. And when are you doing this again? Oh, we do it when we do it, don't we? Yes, we do. And talk about something that should be happening every day. Like sex. It's just playing music like that. And eating good foods and stuff. I mean, God. So, what opposes Aquarius is that Leo vibration. It's lighting up that fixed square, and it's pretty much the last of that fixed square. Aquarius just vanishes and says, I am selfless, I got it down, and you ain't got it down. I'm electrical over there, as far as Scorpio can get lost in biology, and it's like, nah, I'm electrical, I'm forever, and this is the truth, and this is what we know, I know, is what Aquarius says. And that's a bit much, to really know. When you really know, we are now at the later degree of all of the zodiac and in the I am experience. These people are frying, and for some reason they don't care because they do know, and that's one of the things that Aquarius was started saying earlier, like 2 years ago. I don't care. I don't care. And what else? It was like the hymn. It was like, besides for be safe, no, other people are saying, I don't care. Anyway, and then yeah, that's intense to be holding on to that much knowledge. What happens? Well, we have to graduate into Pisces, which is just this ocean of knowledge and of all of existence. That's what Pisces rules. It's just the last spillover of everything that is going on in existential reality. And these people are so misunderstood, but if you know one that's coherent enough and takes care of you, you're so lucky. I mean, you're just privileged. You have a Jesus there, and somehow you're spiritually, it's like you have a protective animal, like a flying cat dragon or something that just slips in and holds you a gold nugget and then leaves you like, what the hell? Pisces people are fucking amazing. But if they're not totally alcoholic, slithering, going, why do I see and feel all of this? I taste it all. They already know. And it's like, Pisces people is just like, you don't expect them to. They could be the worst kind of narcissist, for that matter. That's the Jesus complex over there. And, woo! I mean, congratulations. But can we get rid of that? It seems so much more important than everybody else. And it might be. Really, they're just like, God, don't you fucking get it? No, they don't. So they're amazing artists, right? They're throwing paint on, and they're just saying, life is like this. Why can't you please just listen to Leo? Listen to Leo. They're very open-minded. So it's like Leo says, yeah, listen to me. I'm just having fun. I'm having fun. And Aries is like, yes, that's what I am. Thank you for listening to this. Don't you love me? Huh?